Welcome. I see you have returned. You once again saved me from death, and our army from inglorious defeat. I may have been the one to call this crusade, but it was you who became its very soul and chief strategist of the entire campaign. All hail the commander! Long live our hero! Not at all. You and your efforts are the only reason this crusade has not ended in failure like all the others. But now the crusade must face Threshold. It is time for the final confrontation. The last bloody and decisive battle. Few of us will come back alive. Give us all a few words before you lead us on what is to be our final push.
Where it happened. It was here that I conducted the ritual, sewing my soul and the essence of the Abyss together, feeling the world change around me as every stitch brought Galarian closer to the Abyss. And it was here that even though you have no memory of it, I did the same to your soul. A researcher must not have any personal feelings for the subjects of their experiments. And yet, I find myself unable to remain completely detached from the Worldwound. I created it. I allowed it to be. It holds a place in my heart, even if I'm slowly paying for it with my life. A researcher must be particularly resilient in the face of mistakes, incorrect hypotheses, and failed experiments. You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life, but you can rest assured that such sentiments will not stop me. You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting. And hopefully I've prepared well. Yes. And no. Even if I could have brought back my son, I wouldn't have stopped at that. I wouldn't have been satisfied. Not after what I'd gone through. Not after the things I'd learned. I wanted to become stronger, and I wished the same for my child. I didn't want to be afraid of anything. It wasn't the dogs of Threshold, or even Sarkoris itself, that threatened us. It was the laws of a world governed by death, weakness, and separation. That is why I needed the power of the Nahindrian crystals. I did not wish to merely stave off the agony of the wound. I wanted to tear my son from the grasp of everything that makes us weak and mortal. You have seen a goddess. You have been face to face with demon lords. Were you awed by their greatness? Do you enjoy living in a world where your entire life cycle has been predetermined? Where everything, from your birth to what will happen to your soul after you die, has been decided for you? Or do you find, now that you have experienced the mythic power coursing through your blood, that you prefer to live in a world that you can change? A world that offers you a chance to be anything you want. I also want to make the world a better place, but not for everyone. Only for the one person I care about. When I poured what was left of my son's soul into your soul, I was expecting it to bring him back. They say death and the judgment of Pharasma purges the soul of everything it once was in life. But this cannot be true. I have researched this subject meticulously and have collected enough evidence to prove that supernatural beings born from mortal souls can recall their past. Sometimes partially, sometimes fully. I watched you day and night waiting for it to happen. For your memory to awaken, or your instincts at least. For anything familiar, something I could immediately recognize. I tested you. I asked you questions and... nothing. Nothing. It will kill me eventually, but I still have some time left. Years, or decades perhaps. But it doesn't matter. One of us will die today. The tearing of the soul, followed by a cruel and terrible death. But it will likely be quick. If a hypothesis is proven wrong, it needs to be rejected. But the research process does not stop there. That is all I can tell you right now. And it's finally time to end all this. What are you talking about? I don't feel despair. And this fight is necessary. So much depends on its outcome. Death is not the end. I've spent 100 years trying to prove it, and I will not stop now. This experiment was unsuccessful, but that just means I need to adjust the initial conditions and try again. I am still alive. I still have time. You, the current you, will have to die, but only to surrender the soul you share with my son. I will start over. This time I will do everything differently. I will work with even greater precision. I will turn the world upside down if I must. I promise. I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
I've been waiting for you to get distracted, so I can stab you in the back!
No, we couldn't. Your draconic grandeur may be impressive, but you have nothing that I want. How very perceptive. But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance. You're right. I won't gain anything from this. So what now? You are stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here and now. More talk of reconciliation and change. And you expect me to listen? To just live, helping a mighty dragon whose soul retains the vestiges of my child's soul?
Are you certain about that? Oh, everyone will be so sad if you don't sacrifice yourself to close the wound. Most importantly, I will be sad, since I put so much effort into closing it, and I don't like feeling sad. Aurilu as a sacrifice will suit me just as well. Feel free to choose who dies now.
Stop, Lady in Shadow. I know you are willing to stab the commander in the back and sacrifice him to the wound if necessary. I do not intend to let that happen. I will not, however, protect Aurilu Vorlesh.
Such a simple, elegant plan to seal the wound, one which would have satisfied everyone, has turned into utter nonsense. I'm disappointed in you, Knight Commander.
Commander, I cannot understand your decision, and yet it is yours. Perhaps there are some aspects of dragon wisdom that I cannot fathom. Well then, I bid you farewell. May you keep your eternal vigil with honor.
Opposing a goddess and a demon for my sake. You are more deranged than I thought. Perhaps you're right. I lost hope long ago. I've just been hiding it from myself. I just needed to let go, to give way to grief and find a new purpose. I don't know what you're expecting of me, but I'm ready to become your ally in eternity. And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the Worldwound. I joined the side of the person I had previously fought against. I saw the error of my judgment and the rightness of his. I helped to restore the world I had mutilated. I was saving it, healing it, up until the moment the wound on my chest claimed my life. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity. Now you know everything. I await your verdict, Goddess.
The laws of the universe have existed for millennia. They are incontrovertible. But even they allow the decider of fate some degree of influence over the verdict. You wrought great evil. But your deeds stemmed from evil done to you. You have acknowledged your guilt and done a great deal of good. Even the one who suffered most from your endeavors now appeals to me on your behalf. I see that now your soul is clean. I shall send you to Nirvana, plane of peace and spirituality, which is what your soul needs now. So be it. Now you, the mortal who has risen so high as to stand boldly in the presence of the goddess of fate, you have done the impossible, and you will be remembered as long as this universe exists. Go, live out the rest of your life. I look forward to tales of your future deeds.